Hello, hi, I'm back. I am Cass Bowers and this is CassChats. It's no longer Vlogmas, so I can't say that, but this is CassChats and I'm Cass Bowers. Welcome. Thank you for joining me today. I had so much fun with Vlogmas and I want to continue this process. But right after Vlogmas, I know it's been quite a little while since you've seen me. Right after Vlogmas, I celebrated the holidays with my family, but I went deep dive into research into my dissertation. I spent 3 weeks straight every single day. I don't know how many days that accounts for, but every single day in the research all day. I don't know. It was at least I don't know how many hours. It was at least 8 or 9 hours a day at the very least. Some days it was 12 hours just because I was just so into it. And I got chapter 1 finished. It's done. I wrote it all. But of course, there's lots of editing to be done. You send it to your chair and your chair says, nope, not yet. It's not finished yet. So I'm going to still be going through that. So that's what I've been doing. Mostly it's all I've been doing every single day, practically. And then I moved. I was off work until January 4th. Then I came back to work. I'm looking at the wrong place. I'm looking at myself and I should be looking over there. So, I'm rusty because I haven't done this in a while. So I was off work until January 4th, but lots of things have changed. I have a new job. I quit my old job. I quit another job. I had lots of jobs in 2020, so I quit a few of them. I am saying that 2021 is the year of no. I don't believe in resolutions, but I have goals. Goals are centered around my dissertation mostly. But also I want to not feel so stressed out all the time. And when I start to feel stressed out in a job, I'm going to leave that job. That's literally what I'm going to do. So that's what I've been doing. What have you all been doing? So New Year's 2021. Oh, we came into this year in a rough start. Lots of things happened at the end of December and then the beginning of January. It's been chaotic to say the least. It's been a lot. It's been a lot. I think we all need to take a collective breath. By the way, I work in politics. Ting. I still work in politics and I don't have a role. I'm not a politician. I'm not a legislator. I am someone that is on the outside helping to influence or help with messaging, to get messaging out to folks in a nonpartisan way. So not in a conservative or a progressive way, but it is leaning toward progressive. And so I've been a little busy. I've been very busy. But thank you, Georgia. Yay, Georgia, you did it. All the hard work of all the on-the-ground, grassroots, Black organizers, you did that. We are grateful to you all. We are grateful to the Black women that were on the ground that did that. We needed that. We need this shift. And it's going to be at least better in that way. The fight is still there, but it's a little bit better of a fight. So all of that is just kind of an intro to my little CassChat that today I'm going to talk about my research just a tiny little bit. Really, I'm going to talk about the books that I have been trying to read, because I read and then I get an idea, then I write, and then I don't go back to that book and I go to another book, and so it's a mess. But I have a lot of books. They're like lined up. You can't really see. They're lined up over here. Let's see if I can pick it up. I have them in a box right next to my desk on this little shelf drawer thing that I have next to my desk in my little office that's in my grandson's toy room that they don't play in. So I want to go through some of my books and the books that I love the most. Right now, this book is the book that I have been reading, that I am falling in love with it as I go through more and more. I don't really use highlighters. I like to circle it and then write my thoughts in the margin, but there's not enough room. So I was still like circling things that I wanted to come back to later, but I was just searching so much that I started using bookmarks instead. And so I have been bookmarking the places that I like. So this book is called Shifting. It's by Charisse, I should know their names, Jones and Kuma. I'm saying this probably wrong. Shorter, Goodwin, PhD. You can see it. You know, I didn't learn how to read in college. So this book is really good. And it's really about the lives of or the double lives of Black women in America. It's so good. I highly recommend it. And I really think more people should read it, not just Black women. But it really is, it goes into so much detail about the experiences of Black women in the world, but really in America. And shifting is, so kind of, you know, give you a definition of shifting. Shifting is what Black women do when they're in positions to kind of self-preserve their own identities or to help them be more successful. They kind of shift. Some people call it code switching. Your voice is different. But really, as I've been going through my research, again, let me tell you the title of my research, and it's on the wall, so I'll read it. The intersectional experiences of Black women in leadership roles within nonprofit organizations. So that's the title of my research. And so what I really want to dive into, or what I've been diving into, and especially during this literature review chapter 2, is finding out the experiences, learning the experiences of other Black women leaders in other industries. There's not a lot written on Black women leaders in nonprofit. There's lots and lots of literature on Black women leaders, but not specifically in nonprofit. There is a lot on social justice right now, but that's really not where I wanted to go. My main kind of focus or research question is finding out why Black women leaders stay and why they leave. So like, really, I kind of know why they leave. They have all of these things. They have to shift. I get that, but why do they stay? And so that's a little bit about my research and what I'm researching. And I want to kind of use these sessions, CassChats, for various things. On Sundays, it's usually my day to dig into my research, and I really wanted to use Sunday as my kind of research vlog to you all, but I'm always so deep in it, I don't look up to kind of tell you about it, and like watching me read and write, probably not that interesting. But shifting is so important because I, like, from my research, something that PhD candidates say a lot, from my research, I've learned that there are so many coping mechanisms that Black women use, and this is one of the main ones. This is the main ones they use to kind of self-preserve themselves within white spaces. And they do this shifting in order to get ahead, or in order to succeed, or in order not to be penalized for it. So shifting is something that Black women do. And so this is such a good book, and I keep coming back to it because I'm a Black woman, and I'm a leader, and I've experienced being in white spaces where these things have happened to me, and so I can't really get past it because it's all here. It's like it's all in black and white. So this is just one of the books that I love, and I haven't even read it all, and I already love it. And I wanted to read just one little part that I've highlighted. That's why I might kind of keep it open right here. One little part that I highlighted, and maybe then it'll maybe make you want to read it. Well, there's like 2 sections, but indeed, society's stubborn myths continue to be tremendously damaging to Black women. Stereotypes based on race, gender, and social class make it hard to trust oneself and to trust others who look or behave like you do. They set confusing parameters on who you think you are and what you believe you should or can become. They often dictate what you expect, What seems real and what seems possible. Wow. See how great that is? This book so far is my favorite. I'm still reading it. I don't think I'm going to get to the end and say, nope, I don't like it. I think I'm still going to love it at the end. But I highly recommend if you want to kind of know how Black women navigate the world and the double lives that they lead. I've read a lot about double lives. It's called a double whammy. There's like lots of things, a duality, the intersection. All of those terms are the same. Like it goes into that. This is great. Great book. Love it. So that's one, shifting. So that's my like top one I'm reading. Like I go back to it because, you know, it's kind of the foundation to my research. But the other one that I kind of course, love that I haven't gotten much into, lots and lots of controversy on this one. And I'm not going to read a passage out of this because this is way more academic, but, and I haven't like bookmarked it and like put all my notes in it yet. And I kind of use it as a reference guide. I'll read something or research something on the internet and I'll come and I'll look and then I'll kind of take this information and go back to the internet. So I need to get a better process. I need to get bookmarks too. I want to be able to tab it and have this all tabbed so I'll know, oh yeah, when they're talking about blah, 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 it's right here. So this is another one. I kind of, you know, another good one to read. And then the other ones I haven't really read, but I wanted to show you this one. Of course, I love Angela Davis. She's one of my kind of personal like fangirl heroes. Like she's one of the people that I aspire to be more dynamic, more radical, more influential. I think I said that right. That's why. So Angela Davis, I haven't read this one either. I picked it up and then put it down because it's more, for me, it's more personal. This isn't my research, even though I can use elements of this in my research, but it's just like she's talking to me. But anyway, it's called Women, Race, and Class by Angela Davis. Everyone knows who Angela Davis is, right? It's that one, another really good one. But I have several here that I am going to read. I keep getting more and more books. This is what, 11? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 books just, you know, right here. And I have some books on Kindle. I've been doing, what is that? Where the book reads out to you. You can just kind of listen to it. Audible. I've been using Audible for a couple of the books so I can kind of always be thinking about it and learning. But this one, Black Fatigue, right now, this one is awesome. It's Black Fatigue, How Racism Erodes the Mind, Body, and Spirit. Such a good book. Again, another one where I'm reading it and then putting it down and reading it and coming back to it. This one, I keep reading. Like I don't put this one down. I put it down, but not in the same way these other ones. But really, it has lots of information and, you know, a little more academic, but not, you know, not so dense that you can't get something out of it. So this one is a really good one too. So I'm not going to go through all 11 books. I really want everyone to read this one. If you're a Black woman, if you're not, I really want you to read this and kind of get some insight, or for me, just like, yep, that happens. Yep. And it just feels good to have like this support in a book. Think I can even tell other people to go check out. So that's it for today. I'm going to go finish reading this, and let you know. Maybe I'll let you know when I get to the end. Maybe I'll read a couple of more passages, but that one it struck me so much that I really had to just share that with you all. So thank you so much for joining me on this journey. It'll be a little different. It won't be every day. I'm going to try to start posting on Wednesdays and Sundays. So today is Wednesday, so I made it. And then on Sunday. So Wednesdays is more of a CassChats, even though I'm thinking about my research. So that's what I'm chatting about. There's a lot going on in the world, though, and there's a lot of opinions about what's going on in the world. But right now, I can't. I'm overstimulated by information. I can't articulate that in a way that would be useful for myself. So I'm not going to talk about what's going on in the world so much here, at least not yet. Maybe when we're a little removed from it, I will. But I will find great things, hopefully, to talk about on Wednesdays during the CassChats, and then on Sundays, more focused on my research and maybe the process. Literature review is intense, and I would love to be able to help other PhD students. One piece of advice, or a couple. First thing is get your references and your sources in order, and use the most current sources you can find, because you don't know how long it will take you. So if you had a source at your beginning of your program and then 5 years out you're still in your program, you can no longer use that source. It has to be more fresh than that. Well, you can use some of them, but like if it's really, you really want to try to get them as current as possible, so then they don't get outdated. Of course, there's a mixture you can use. It's like the formula is 85% of your sources should be less than 5 years old. So you can kind of play around with that, but one tip is get your sources in order. Find a database or a system that works for you. I have a database, and I also find authors, and then I write a little blurb. I read the article and I write a blurb under that author, and then I keep moving along, and I kind of group them all by topic. So then that way I have them all, like every leader that talked about, or every researcher that talked about stereotypes against Black women leaders, then they're all on one page, like they're all in the same. I don't use Google. I use Microsoft Word. So I named the title of my document stereotype, Black women stereotypes. That's the name of the document. And then every single resource, source, reference, everything that's related to that is in that document. And then so when I go and I just pulled out that document. And then when I go back and I start reading those articles, when I'm reading them, then I put information under each APA formatted source. So it's like Bowers, 2020 stereotypes of Black women in nonprofit, and link to the article, and then underneath it, Bowers said blah 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 blah, key points to bring out, blah 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 blah. So that way I'm keeping them all in order, and I'm saving them under the topic. So then when I going further and I'm looking for something, I'm like, okay, I'm talking about stereotypes. Let me look at my document with all the stereotypes on it. This is how I do it. At the beginning, 4 years ago, I had a different process. I had an Excel spreadsheet I was going to cross-reference, and all of that is great if you want to set that up now and can be consistent, but you have to find something that you will continue to do, something that's really easy to get to. For me, that was just the easiest way, just to put them all in there. And then every time I need to find something under that particular topic, I know exactly where it is and I can kind of read through it. And so just one tip. So hopefully I'll have another tip for you on Sunday. So I said I was going to give you two. So one, start using sources that are 2021 or 2020 right now, so then they don't ever get outdated. And then two, find a good way to kind of catalog all of them. So whatever works for you, you can use a database that's already out there. There's a lot of them. Or you can kind of do like I use that database, but I also just use my own system. Like once I start reading them, I put them into my own like cataloging method. So that's a tip for you PhD students out there that are still kind of working through it. And sources will become so important, and be able to, like, because you'll read something, you'll think, I know I've read this, where is it? And you won't be able to find it. So find a good way to catalog. So that's it. I'm back. It's, a new year, and we're going to be great this year. Lots of great things are coming and will continue to come. And everyone go read this book. It's such a great book. Oh yeah, it's not sponsored. I still only have like 7 views, so of course there's nothing sponsored. But thank you for joining me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I know not all vloggers like you to say that, but I'm going to say it because I like the way it flows. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you again next time. Thank you. Bye. Got my pointer today. Bye.